Welcome to the video series on the subject of mechanical working drawing. Myself A.M. Joshi. I am working as a lecturer in mechanical at PL Government Polytechnic Latur. So this is our very first lecture on mechanical working drawing. In this we are going to revise the concepts we have learned in our first year. All the concepts that are required for mechanical working drawing, that only we are going to discuss here. We have seen that students do not pay attention on the different types of lines that are to be used while drawing the sheets in mechanical working drawing. So major only 4 types of lines are there. These are to be used. So first one is the continuous thick line. This continuous thick line you will have to use for outline of the object and all the major lines. Then the continuous thin line is there. This continuous thin line you will have to use for construction work. For example, marking the arcs by using compass, taking the projections, you will use this continuous thin line. This continuous thin line should be drawn much lighter as compared to the continuous thick line. Then the third type of line is the hidden line, which is consisting of dashes. Each dash is of 2 millimeter and a gap of 1 millimeter. Remember, dash of 2 millimeter and a gap of 1 millimeter. Then one more kind of line we shall be using, and that is called as the center line, which we are going to use to mark the center of a circle and axis of a prism or pyramid or cone. This center line should consist of long and short dashes, alternate long and short dashes. Long dash may be approximately of 8 to 10 millimeters, short dash of 2 millimeters and a gap of 1 millimeter. Remember, long dash of 8 to 10 millimeter, short dash of 2 millimeter and a gap of 1 millimeter. So these type of lines are very frequently used in machine drawing or in engineering drawing. Then we have learnt in last year the single stroke Gothic letters, how to draw the ABCD. This type of sheet you might have completed in your first year. In short, what you have to remember is the proportions of the letters. So whatever you are going to write down on the sheet should be of this kind. Then we are going to discuss about the orthographic projections and isometric projections or isometric views. So this orthographic and isometric, these are two different chapters, but in a way they are two sides of the same coin. So we are going to discuss about the orthographic and isometric projections. In the orthographic projections, we have seen a model which was consisting of two planes perpendicular to each other. So this blue plane is called as horizontal plane and this yellow one we call as the vertical plane. These two planes together divide this space around this thing into 4 parts or 4 compartments. We call it as quadrants. So this is the first quadrant, this is the second quadrant, this is the third quadrant, and this is the fourth quadrant. So if you see it from this side, it looks like a plus sign, but actually it is like this. So these two planes are intersecting each other and thus the 4 quadrants are formed. Then one more thing we have already learned is the intersection of these two planes is a straight line which we call as the XY line. So this is the XY line. So here if the object is kept in first quadrant, we call it as the first angle method of projections. Now suppose one object is put in the first quadrant. You can see this is a cone. This object is kept in first quadrant, and now if we try to look at this object from this side, from front side, then it will look like a triangle. Here you can see this looks like a triangle. Okay, so and this XY line becomes horizontal. The HP is visible like a straight line, and here we have observed that the front view is going above this XY line. Though this is appearing like a triangle, it is not actually a triangle. If you tilt it, you can see that this is a cone again. Now if we tilt it such that if we see the top view of this thing, then in top view you will find that it looks like a circle. So this is looking perfectly like a circle. So though it is appearing like a circle, it is not a disc or a sphere. It is indeed a cone. So here if you tilt it this way, again you will come to know that this is a cone. So again let us go back to the top view, and here one more thing we have to observe, that this particular top view is coming below the XY line. So front view was above XY line and top view is going below XY line. Just like the front view and top view, we can get a side view of this object also. If you look at it from left side, we will have to collect it on some plane which should be there put here. So let us try to put one plane here on which we are going to collect the side view. So this green plane is the plane for the side view. So how does it look like from side? It looks like a triangle again from the side view. In front view also it is looking like a triangle, and in side view also it is looking like a triangle, but these are two different things. Suppose the color of this particular cone from this side is red and this side is, let us say, yellow, then in front view there will be red and in side view there will be yellow color. Though the triangle will be there in both the views, it is different side of the triangle, the side of the cone that is seen here. So this way we have collected the front view on the front reference plane or vertical plane, top view on this plane and side view on this plane. Now to bring all these views on single sheet or single plane, we will have to rotate the top view such that it aligns with the front view like this. Then the side view is to be rotated so that again it aligns with the front view, so that in this direction you will be able to see all the views, front view, top view and side view. Let us try to rotate it now. So this way it is rotated. Now if we try to see it from front, then all these are there in one sheet. Okay, so here you can see. So now you can see that these views are like this. The front view is above XY line, top view is below XY line, and the left hand side view has gone onto the right hand side. The orthographic projections, we have seen when the object is given how to draw the orthographic views, that is front view, top view and side view. But more often what is required in engineering practice is the other way, that is how to imagine the object when two or three views of an object are given. So here the orthographic view is given and we have to imagine the object, that is converting the orthographic to isometric. That is more often required. So let us have an example in which this is the object and this is the front view of the object. In the front view it is showing two circles. What can be there in two circles, that will be clear by looking at the another view, that is top view. Then here you can see this is a rectangle and a pair of dotted lines. So it might be a cylinder with hole. So what is there exactly, that we can come to know only when we learn to top view. We'll see the top view. So let us see the top view. So in this top view it is showing again another thing, that this is one pair of circles, and for that thing in front view what was there? For that thing a rectangle and one pair of dotted line was there. In the similar way, if you see here, there is a rectangle and a pair of dotted lines, for which in the front view there is a pair of circles. That means if you try to visualize this object, then it must be consisting of a cylinder with hole which is vertical, whose height will be available in front view, which is shown 106 here. Likewise, in the front view two circles are there. That means it must be a horizontal circle whose length is available in the top view, that is 106. To visualize this thing by combining these two, front view and top view, is the key or the trick which we will be often using in machine drawing and the practice of being an engineer. So let us try to visualize it. To visualize this thing, first I'll do one thing, that I will pull this two cylinders upwards. Okay, first I will pull this hole and this cylinder. Okay, so this way I am pulling. Okay, so this is to be pulled by a distance of 106. Then another thing we want to do, we want to pull this thing again, this again, by same distance, that is 106. So this way we have pulled it, and this should be a hole. So let us remove this inner cylinder, okay, from the outer cylinder, and that will form the hole. Then let us consider this in front view. This front view is there, so it should be pulled in the forward direction to visualize or create the 3D or isometric of the object. So let us try to pull this thing in forward direction. So while reading the given views also, you have to do the same thing, that you have to imagine that you are pulling these two circles in this direction. Okay, you are going to pull these two circles one by one. Let us pull these things. So this is to be pulled by a distance of 106, which is seen in the top view. Then similarly this is again to be pulled by a distance of 106. Okay, this way. Now let us make the hole by subtracting this from, okay, so this way the object has been created. Now let us try to see this object by rotating it. Okay, if you rotate it, it perfectly matches. Okay, the front view matches with the given views and the top view also matches. Okay, so let us try to see this thing. This is the top view. If you see it from perfect top, it looks like this, but this time this is a 3D, okay, not a 2D view. Then this is the front view. Okay, so this way we are able to imagine the given object by looking at the front view and top view. Generally, two views of an object are given, and we have to imagine how the object looks like. So here this is the top view of the object, and this is the front view of the object. Okay, so this is the front view. In this front view you can see it is having this type of shape, a rectangle here, then another rectangle here, and one more vertical rectangle here. But in top view, if you see this thing, it is looking like this. It is a circle here. That means it must be a cylinder. This is a semicircular part. This is a block. And what are the heights of these things? That will be available in the front view. So if you switch to front view, you can see that this lower plate is having a height of 40, which is semicircular in shape. This is having height of 60 above this thing. That is from bottom it is 100. Then this rectangular block is having height of 140. Now these two views are there. So this is the front view and this is the top view. You have now seen these two views. Generally the two views should be combined together to form the given objects. Let us try to see this thing in 3D. So here in this 3D you can see this thing, the front view and top view. I'll try to zoom it for clarity. So this way it is looking like. This is the front view and this is the top view. So to convert these two views into the object or the 3D object or the isometric, we have to first either pull this front view in the forward direction, and the depth or the length by which you pull it will be seen in the top view. Or you can do the other way. You can pull the top view in the upward direction, and by how much distance it is to be pulled up will be seen in the front view. So let us try to do this thing. First, let us imagine that this part is consisting of three separate things. That is, one is this block of 140 height, then this cylinder of 100 height, and this lower plate of 40 height. One by one, let us try to pull this thing in upward direction. How to pull this thing in upward direction? For this thing, I will select one. Okay, so this way I am selecting and pulling it. So how much it should be pulled? It should be, its height should be 140, because that height is shown in our front view. Okay, then another part is the cylinder and the lower plate. We can do any one. Let us extrude first the cylinder, then the lower plate. For clarity, I will just give the color to this thing, another color to this thing. So here this color I am choosing and trying to extrude this thing, or in the eyes of mind we are going to imagine that we are pulling it upwards. Okay, by how much distance it is to be pulled upwards, that will be seen in the front view. It is 60 plus 40, that is 100 from bottom. And the lastly this one, the lower plate, I will use yet another color here and try to pull this thing in upward direction. Okay, so this is the thing and I'm pulling it in. Okay, and the distance which is seen in the front view is 40. So this way these three parts are there. Actually these three parts are not separate thing. This is one thing only. So let us try to see this thing from front, top and side views. Okay, so let us try to see this thing. To see this thing from front view, let us slowly tilt it. Okay, so this way you can tilt it and you will find that it matches exactly with the front view. This front view is drawn slightly above. Okay, for the sake of simplicity it was drawn slightly above, and this height is 40 and this height is 60. Okay, then in top view it looks like this is the top view, but this time this is 3D. Try to understand the difference. This time it is the 3D view. So this is how you can create the 3D from the given two views.